even if they happen to be family members.
Okay, just hold on, Pallavi, because we got esteemed panelists also with us here in our studios. Let me get them in as well on this one. Dr. Sanjay Baru, former media advisor to Dr. Manmohan Singh, and someone who would have seen many budgets. Ajoy Bose, our resident commentator, and with me also Shankar Iyer, well-known economist and author. Gentlemen, before we get into the intricacies of the budget itself, Dr. Baru, let me put this question to you. The word from the government is that there is a precedent. Now, I don't know what that precedent is, but the government suggests that there is a precedent where a serving member had passed away just before the budget had to be tabled and the budget was tabled. Do you believe that this tragic, the sad loss of Mr. Ahamed in any way is going to impact the tabling of the budget itself?
I hope it doesn't.
Should it?
It shouldn't. And I hope we end this parliamentary tradition of the parliament not sitting in session when a member passes away. I mean, your TV studio doesn't close down if one of your senior colleagues passes away.
Right.
No business shuts down if one member of the business passes away. This idea that you need to shut down activity in order to mourn is a very peculiar Indian idea. Declare holidays when people die. I don't see why the parliament should in fact be adjourned at all. I don't know where this tradition has come from, where this practice has come from. But I certainly don't think it's a modern day practice.
Well, Ajay, while I'm with Dr. Baru on that one, that why should parliament close down at all? But we're looking at a much larger debate. There will have to be some kind of a consensus which will have to be built in parliament. But specifically about this day, given the kind of friction which today exists between the government and opposition, given the fact that we're in election season, first phase of elections in UP, then the key states of Punjab, Uttarakhand, do you in any ways believe that the tragic loss of Mr. Ahamed could end up becoming a tool in the hands of the opposition just to try and delay the budget, try and create some problems for the government?
I would be very surprised if they do that, because after all, what are we looking at? We are looking at even a postponement of the budget. I know that the opposition was very much against the budget being presented on February 1st. But this will be postponed by just one day.
Correct.
So I don't think that purpose will be served.
How does it impact? I just want to understand, Shankar, that if, assuming, because and I can quote the minister, Santosh Gangwar is on record and he's been saying that the speaker will take the final call on whether this budget should be tabled or not. In the inevitability, let's say, in the possibility of a budget being delayed by a day, how does it impact the overall scenario? If at all that decision was to be taken by the speaker.
Well, materially it should not affect. But here's the thing which Sanjay also mentioned, is that you decide on a date and every possible person who is associated with budget, people, the analysts, the work that follows that, all of that has been put together. I mean, suffice to say that every precedent, there is a first time.
Right.
So set the precedent now that there shall be a kind of condolence in the House, and the House progresses. Make this the first precedent that the House is not adjourned.
So there can be a condolence, there can be silence for a couple of minutes and then you get on with
it. And
business.
I think that's what's going to happen, Bhupen, because I really don't think anybody in the opposition is going to play politics with this, because it doesn't serve any purpose.
I'm just wondering, I mean, why this whole dua about why should it not be deferred by a day? Why is it? I mean, I'm surprised actually that by now the government hasn't come up with an official statement, and we're still looking at sources and information.
My cynical mind tells me that, after all, Mr. Ahamed is from a minority community, and in this country we are playing politics all the time.
Oh, so now this is a new dimension.
That's my cynical mind, right? I'm a cynic.
So you think
Ajay says, why should anybody play politics? But we do play politics.
So, but not because it doesn't serve their purpose. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that one day you get the budget postponed. It's not that if the opposition could get the budget postponed by a full month.
No, let me put it this way. Can I just go back to Pallavi on that one, on the point being made by Sanjay Baru here, Pallavi? The truth is also this, that Mr. Ahamed happens to be from the minority community. The truth is also this, that the sensitivity which exists in this country in terms of matters related to the minority community, all of us are aware of that. Does that in any way complicate the scenario for the government? What does it do if it goes ahead? And if it tables the budget, and if it indeed moves with a scenario as if it was business as usual, does the government stand to attract any criticism?
But the interesting part is that even the Congress is not asking for a postponement of the budget. I did speak to a spectrum of the leaders even early this morning, and many of them who were actually present at that RML late last night, and all of them are saying that what we are not asking for is a postponement of the budget, but certainly the issue we want to raise is that why was there so much of hide and seek really coming in from the government? Why wasn't the family allowed to meet
Let
freely?
there be an official statement by now.
Why was the family kept away? Those are the issues which the Congress is likely to raise. But, mind you, apart from the Congress making this an issue, no one really has yet made this an issue. I mean, the Trinamool Congress anyway is not coming today because, Saraswati Puja in West Bengal and all the TMC MPs are over there. So they were any case not coming for it. Even the Congress party as of now is not in a mood to demand a postponement of the budget.
But what about
They're
other
certainly
parties?
going to be raising this issue.
But one
the
second.
government keeping mum on this issue. Also interestingly, Bhupen, even as we speak, the PIB has just tweeted to say you're going to get live updates on the budget from 11 o'clock onwards. I mean, one can argue that the PIB has not yet been informed by the government, but that's the point.
But Dr. Baru, just picking up on that cynical point that you've made, the truth is also that we're looking at a kind of a stalemate which exists in our parliament. Congress may not want to make a song and dance about it. Congress may not be willing to do that, but there are enough parties in this parliament which may be waiting for an opportunity like this to embarrass the government. The Trinamool Congress, it may not be there, the Janata Dal United, the RJD, there's a whole bunch of parties out there, Samajwadi Party, which may think in terms of simply using this opportunity to embarrass the government. How genuine is a possibility like that for you?
Well, that's very highly possible because, we have seen in the past, even with earlier governments, the budget is a high exposure event, right? The entire country is watching television. So getting onto TV and making a bit of a noise is...
Getting eyeballs and giving a sense that this is, typically the allegations which have been made against the BJP, that this is a government which is not necessarily on the side of the minorities. Is that something, Ajoy, which you think could play out? Even if the Congress is not doing it officially, someone else could do that.
I mean, it is the darker side of the political class. And, if they are being very cussed, I don't see the Congress doing it, and I think Pallavi made it very clear that they don't plan to do it. But yeah, who knows, some smaller parties may raise this objection, may try to push the government into a corner on this issue, may even a one-day postponement, they would see it as a victory. So yes, I mean, it is possible, but I hope not, and ultimately I think the budget will go through. I mean, I would be very surprised.
So there is some information that we have, and I'm looking at the Twitter timeline of PIB. Now this is as official as it could get. Press Information Bureau. The tweet which has been put up by the Press Information Bureau is that the Press Information Bureau of India will be tweeting live updates on budget from 11 a.m. That's today. So that means that as far as government's official machinery is concerned, it is certainly ready to go in with the budget today. I must also point out that there are some media houses which are now saying that this budget has been deferred by a day. We're not saying that. We're simply going by what the government is saying. The PIB Twitter timeline is making it very, very clear that it shall be tweeting live updates starting 11 a.m. But just on the point of this politics, Shankar, let me get you in as well. Look at the lack of equation between a Mamata Banerjee and the Prime Minister. Yes, she's not there. But there are enough parties, there are enough partners in crime, let me put it this way, which exist in this parliament. Do you believe it's a genuine possibility that there could be a demand when Parliament starts at 11 a.m. for deferment of this budget?
So all the parties are keen to get their Andy Warhol 2 minutes fame. So they will try, everybody will speak, they will say we would like to pay homage to Ahamed on the floor of the House and make that an issue in the sense that this budget presentation may be delayed by an hour, but I don't think it will get postponed.
Okay.
To put to what Sanjay's cynical observation, there is a cynical resolution also. They could get Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi to sort of say that we are doing this, and then and there is always ground for moral equivalence in
the times that we live in, these are election times, a high stakes political battle to take place in Uttar Pradesh, where the entire focus is on which way is this minority vote going to consolidate, if at all the minority vote was a homogeneous entity. Let me take a break at this stage, folks. Lots of updates coming in. We haven't even started looking at the intricacies of the budget. What should we be expecting from budget 2017, which has been described by some as Modi's big stimulus budget? Demonetization has happened. First time since demonetization that we're now going to hear the financial mind, the financial road ahead for the government. Look at all those questions on the other side of the short break.